Peace and blessings, family. Sister Ajali. Woo, it's first thing in the morning, but this just struck me because this is what social media, all of social media, does to all of us when we are self-loving. I will, I can't get it out of my mind what Brother Yapo shared with me that Cynthia G gets 3,500 live viewers when she's doing a live stream talking about selective genocide of black male babies, the most vulnerable point in their lives when they're in the womb. And on the other hand, those of us who we don't wish anybody any harm, but we happen to love what the Most High made us to be, they superimpose what they want you to contemplate about us, so that they hide our comments, they hide our channels, they hide the fact that the overwhelming majority of black people are falling in love with being black in various degrees, various levels of awareness. But at the same time, there's just something warm and comforting about accepting yourself and being yourself, as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad guided us to do. And it's a reverberation that the devil enemy cannot contain. So he hides its existence. It's not working because once a society has moved on for whatever reasons, once a civilization has reached either the end of its reign or the beginning of its reign, there's nothing that can retrieve it back into the past. And thereby, they're not going to win, but I just want to highlight how they're doing their best. And this happens to lots of people, but our good brother, Chris Miller, in his, I guess it's his third channel, Mad Black TV, he did this share about why I don't take the black manosphere seriously. What an incredibly upright action for a black man to take a stance against the lunacy, because only steel can sharpen steel. So for this brother to boldly, publicly state his disagreement with the lunacy that's in the black manosphere, all of them, no, of course not. But there's enough in order to give it, I can't say you could give it too much credibility, but at the same time, because we have a devil enemy on the other side, he's going to support it. And so I left a comment for our brother. I was surprised they didn't take it down altogether, because I know that they thug doesn't like being caught out there. They will change different attacks based on us being able to prove that they do this, because they want to pretend that what they're purporting to be the real black us is organic. It's not a lie. It's not an algorithm setup where they're trying now to make it seem as if black women are the new thugs of the black community, when no, I did a teeny tiny bit of research, but famous people comprise literally 0.0086% of any given population. That is like, you know how everybody was complaining about the 1%, the evil rich? That's less, far less than the 1%. 0.0086%? That's nothing. That's like a couple neighbors on your one block who've lost their daggone minds. So these people that they shove down our faces, like Silly Porter and Viola Davis with "Can you play another different type of maid?" which she tries to do, right, with her friggin' The Woman King. What? They shove these people down our throats, and then they do the same on all their social media platforms. So I want to read my response to our brother's amazing share. All right? It's also about going against the black manosphere. So it's also a force of selective censorship, as many black people sub to Tommy Sorta a Man. He had talked about Tommy Sotomayor because the algorithms make him seem popular when black us have been outraged by his viciously black hating rhetoric almost from day one. That's the truth. There are black men with channels that stayed teeny tiny, who they dedicated every single share to exposing the lunacy of Tommy Sort of a Man. Right? Yet there's an undeclared full out war against our people using every despicable means they, the devil, can think of that they think they'll get away with, okay? I never get anybody who generalizes us that is one of us in order to justify their own mental weakness. I understand why many find this gender bashing draining, but for real, you will find the company you truly seek. So if you have an expectation that all black people are awful, that is literally whom you have encountered all your life because you never exercise a better self-direction, right? You will find the company you truly seek. I have full faith in black men and black women, and those are the ones I locate. Good brothers and good sisters. It's that simple, but you gotta be about it. You gotta be about understanding the my king was talking about the science of friendship, the science of being a good and righteous person. Because if you're not about it, other good, righteous people are going to be able to identify you right off the bat, and they're going to avoid you completely. And if for whatever reason they don't see how phony you are, because good people tend to want to give other people the benefit of the doubt. So sometimes you think that that means you can fool them. No, 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 no. It is a process. When you are in the science of doing the right thing, you also are doing that as a self-improvement, so that when you run across somebody who's despicable, it may throw you off for a second or a day, but because you're in a lifetime of doing the right thing, you also know how to heal yourself up real quick, because you know you own your peace. You don't give it away to fools. You may give them a second to prove themselves to be fools, but after that, you're like, another fool. Because what, you think being a righteous person, you don't run across the wrongful doers on the constant? Of course you do. But you developed a strategy on how to deal with it, and that's what the devil can't handle. He can't handle the good people letting the people who, for the moment, are still temporarily a little waylaid by the unrighteous people. He can't stand the idea that we could just let you know, you got this. You got this. And so on my channel also, there's so many of our voices who I know that even as teeny tiny as YouTube Siberia is, right? It for me is a compliment, because now I know, yep, I got the devil's card. I know what he's up to, and I done laid it out for you. I hope you were listening while you could, okay? But when I go through and I see mighty comments and it's just a couple likes, I know that that's because they've hidden so many of us, like Sister Drea Lay. Oftentimes they hide her comments. Sister Jai Africa, on the constant, they hide her comments altogether. They won't even show when I hit like on her comments with the one little like. Okay, so that's what they did over here with our good brother. Is that this share has been up here for over a day now, or at least 24 hours, and nobody, not even brother Chris, could see what I shared. Okay, this wasn't, what was it, 16 hours ago I put that comment up there. And what? Nobody, not even him? Nah. This is them. Now, we have, when you're really good, into improving our state, our condition as a people, then you get to building. And that's what I've done. I have an extraordinary story so that you, like I'm sick of helly weird, you could have options to helly weird, okay? So this story is phenomenal. And I'm not kidding. Just because somebody's pro-black, don't think that that means we don't have skills and talents. It's just that we had oftentimes when you are an artist or a writer or creative type of person, your first impulse in choosing that career plan is not because you're politically based. I had to eventually hear the wisdom, the knowledge of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad through my king, who Allah prepared me over my lifetime of Negropean stupidity to be ready for a man of his caliber. I know that was Allah because before that, if I had met him when I was in my 20s, I would have thoroughly rejected him based off of some stupid daggone stuff. And I wouldn't have known. I just tossed away the only rescue coming for me. Okay? And so when you are an artist, it sometimes could take you a whole lifetime before you realize without being pro us, there is no pro me. And that's what I realized when my king kept giving me the truth, one thing after another. And I had to say, oh my goodness gracious, they are the devil. Right? After that, you couldn't hold me back, and I became a better creator, far better. Because the inspiration of loving myself by knowing that entails loving you propelled me to make decisions to build. That's what the Honorable Elijah was telling us. And it may take, I hope it doesn't take a couple generations for all of us to understand that. But yeah, because Fukushima, we ain't got that kind of time like that anymore. But at the same time, I sure got to work because I understood what I was looking at. Right? So this black and the new one, this black nation. Right? You could get these off of Amazon. You could get them on my king's site, 25,000 year cycle, because he's a builder too. He has studied healing so he could share it with you because he knew. He's like, when our beloved Dr. Africa transitioned, I saw him transform where he was just like, it's got to be done. It's got to be done. Our family has to be alerted and guided. So he started his website and he got to studying deeply. Okay? So you could go there, not just for my books, you could go there for healing, complete and total healing. Right? But you could get these books there at an incredible discounted rate. I recommend just for a couple more days going to the Amazon site for This Black Nation, right? Because that's the fully edited version. But you need these books. And this one, Furnace of Affliction, you need this one right now. Because everything that I have deeply researched is coming to fruition. Do you know over the past 2 weeks, 750 whales have washed up dead on the West Coast? And I shared that the United States government has just ordered $290 million worth of anti-radiation drugs. I know their crap is a heck of a lot more toxic than anything I put in my book, Furnace of Affliction, Healing Radiation Damage to the Human Body. I know that. Right? Because Big Pharma owns the United States government. Right? But the fact that they ordered that, I thought there's no cures for radiation. But they ordered anti-radiation drugs. Oh, they ordered some potassium iodide, and that's just about it. $290 million worth of it. Maybe they ordered some boron. Okay? But I'm just saying, you order this book, you're going to get far better than anybody working for the U.S. government would ever get. That's a fact. Only book on the planet of its caliber. Right? I ain't lying. I ain't exaggerating. I do not even like talking or patting myself on the back, but I have to because we are falling for the beguilement that we are about nothing when we are the only rescue coming. All right? I love your family. Straight black family pride, and we will be sitting around the kitchen table laughing about how stupid the devil was to ever think he could take us and bring us down to his foul level. Ain't happening. Peace and blessings.